Hello, dear Tantricas. This is Shashi Saluna, and I want to share with you a little bit about the next training that we're hosting on Live Tantra. Some of you have been asking questions about it, and so I thought I would share here. And that is Tantric Massage for Couples. And it is a 6-week training, although you have ongoing access to all the material. So you can keep massaging each other forever if you wish to, and you probably will when you try this. It is for couples, and that is any two people who feel like sharing this intimate practice together. So whether you are just newly dating or whether you've been together for decades, doesn't really matter. What matters is that you both desire to practice this together. It is shared for female bodies and male bodies, so you can be any form of that together. Whatever works for you, you'll just pick out the videos that suit your relationship. So let me tell you a bit about it. I have been practicing it with my beloved. I like to verify everything that we show on Live Tantra. And actually we made a video the other night after we did the yoni pleasure massage. I made a video afterwards. Wow, it was absolutely mind-blowing. But now I want to give you a bit more practical information of what to expect from this training. So it's part live and part pre-recorded. The live parts are going to be classes where you can ask your questions, anything that's coming up for you, check out things that you're uncertain about. So it's like a little live class. And the pre-recorded are things you want to do together in the privacy of your own bedroom, of which there are plenty of things. So this is a very, very comprehensive training. It's actually 2 trainings that have been merged together, the lingam and the yoni massage, into one big package. And what you will find in this package is everything from understanding the anatomy of pleasure in all of our bodies, whether we're in a more female, more masculine body. What is the anatomy of pleasure? This is different from just reproductive anatomy, just how it all works or how it all goes wrong, the things that you might be taught at school. It's super important to know, where does our pleasure lie in our anatomy? And to be able to understand our own anatomy and the anatomy of our partner is essential. So you'll find practical classes like this. You will also find amazing rituals of connection. And this is really important because very often you don't feel like just taking off your clothes and getting intimate with your partner, right? Especially us women. So, you know, we have busy lives, we have jobs, we're on the internet, we're looking after kids, whatever we're doing, we're busy doing our stuff most of the time. And it can be really, really difficult to suddenly be in the mood for being all sensual and going into pleasure. And many, many couples report this. It's easier certainly when we're first dating and it's all exciting and new. But over time, life tends to take over. Well, in Tantra, we don't let life take over. We know how to live a busy life and then be able to stop that life and switch modes, making our bedroom a tantric temple, making ourselves into our open, sensual, passionate mode, ready for whatever is going to unfold. So in this course, you find amazing techniques for doing that. You'll find about how to create your space, how to welcome your beloved into it, ways to clear energy, open the body, ground the body, make each other feel safe and conscious in our bodies. This is really huge because many of us are actually distracted by our minds. We're busy thinking, we've got to-do lists and all these kind of things going on. And that's fine for getting work done, but for sex, it's pretty useless. It gets in the way. If we have sex just with our mind, the best we have is fantasy, and we're not really there. So we need to know how to arrive into the body. How do we actually feel more through our skin and through our other senses, our smell, our taste, our vision? How do we switch out of the head into the body? And so there are a number of different tools for doing that, plus another set of tools that are about connecting to each other. So arriving in ourself and then arriving with our beloved. There's a number of different ones you can try out and see what works for each of you. It may not be the same. And then there are the tantric massage routines. These, I cannot show you a preview because they are explicit. They are full nudity and they have close-ups and they're showing you exactly what to do. And the reason for that is that it's very hard to learn without really seeing the details. And that's something we can do on camera even better than being in a live workshop, is showing close-ups and details. So in this series, Maria Sky has really filmed this super well, very professionally filmed, very beautifully filmed, showing you exact steps of how to press and pull and squeeze and rub and stroke and hold and all these different methods that are there. Plus, the massages are broken into different parts, as I said. The first series is on healing. The second series is on pleasure. Why is that? If we try to leap into pleasure and we're still holding trauma, fear, rigidity, and closure in our body, then trying to move too quickly to pleasure can feel invasive. It can feel like it's rushing us, or we just dissociate and allow something to be done to us, but we're not really enjoying it at all. So the healing massages are there so that first you can really experience healing. You can really feel what it's like to release emotions, pain. You know, you don't even need to understand what's being released. There are various techniques of release and healing that we can use on the body, such as pressing certain trigger points. And in that pressing, you might find yourself crying or releasing some emotion or some sound. And afterwards you feel, that's great. I didn't know it was even there. And now I feel relaxed and open. So this is what healing massage is all about. Being able to release armor that we've built up over time from the past when we didn't feel safe to be in our bodies. And so this is important that we take time for that healing. And as these particular videos are pre-recorded, you can repeat it as often as you need to feel like you've really completed that healing before you move into the pleasure. So the pleasure massages are very different. This is about really activating energy and pleasure and helping your partner to surrender to that pleasure through the whole body. And this is very, very beautiful, very intimate, very bonding, and a wonderful addition to add into your relationship. Tantric massage is not just foreplay. It's not just something you do and then make love. It's a standalone thing. It's to make an evening for each other when one of you is giving and the other is receiving. And you do it the other way around the next night or a few nights later. This is important in relating as well. It's very easy in our sexuality to slip into one's always giving and one's always receiving. It just happens very easily, often because it's easier for one. Sometimes it's vulnerable to receive, and you might become a giver because you're actually quite afraid of really surrendering into receiving. You might also let yourself be more of a receiver when you're afraid of taking initiative and your own power kind of frightens you a little bit. So it's really helpful as a couple not to get stuck in a dynamic where one is always giving, one is always receiving, but that you get to switch over those roles and try it out in different ways. And that is why practicing something like tantric massage is so helpful for a couple. So you do not get stuck in a one way. And that you're not using pleasure always to lead to the same end either. That you can also honor pleasure for pleasure's sake. So we really recommend to practice tantra massage as a standalone and not even to go into lovemaking afterwards, but to go into cuddling, holding each other, and then maybe a little sharing about the experience and see what it's like to fully give without even wanting anything in return. Later on, once you've really felt it like that, of course, you can bring these techniques into your lovemaking as part of it, as part of your whole thing, as part of your foreplay. But it's also very beneficial to do it all on its own. So this course is absolutely amazing. I've been doing tantric massage for 20 years and I even learn new things from it. So I know that you are going to get a lot out of this course. So I will put the links somewhere up, down, below, attached to this video so that you can find out more about this training. And remember that the price is for 2 people, not for 1. It's a couples retreat here. So once you buy it, we will send you logins and you can put in 2 different emails to join the group. You can also join the Zoom calls from 2 different phones or 2 different devices. So this really is for 2 people. So look forward to seeing you there and I really wish and hope that this brings you so much juiciness, expansion, and healing into your love life.